Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Am I live? Let's see. I have to wait a minute because it's playing me an advert. Right, I think I'm live. Hello! Thanks for tuning in. It's a bit of a shame that, well, it's not a shame that it's really, really hot today, but it is probably a bit of a shame that I scheduled a live YouTube session for the hottest day of the year because I'm guessing that most people are outside riding their bikes, swimming, doing nice things, and maybe not in here coming along to this. Oh, I can see some people are here. Hey, Bullwhip Johnson, Eric, Alberto, Buddha. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so hey Noah, hey Emmanuel, hey Owen, hello everyone. I'm guessing this is mainly going to be a video of me just looking really, really sweaty. It's so hot. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if you guys have got any questions. I kind of picked a vague theme of gravel racing and gravel biking and bike packing because that's what I've been doing a lot of recently. And so it was just what was at the front of my mind. So I thought maybe you guys might have some questions to ask me. Hello to all the people who've recently joined. So there is a bit of a lag. I don't know if you guys are asking me questions right now and I'm just carrying on talking and it looks like I'm ignoring them. Let me reassure you that I'm not. I live in the countryside in Devon and the internet is absolutely terrible here. It's a miracle that I can actually live stream at all. The first live stream I did, I remember I used my phone because that's kind of the only way I could get any sort of internet. But I think I've got it working, so that's good. Let's dive on into some questions. Hey, Edward from Costa Brava. I bet it's really hot over there. So Thomas has a question. He says, what's my favourite adventure or gravel tyre? That's a really easy question to answer because recently I've been using the WTB Nano all the time. I got sent a few different tyres from WTB, the Resolute and God, I can't remember what else. And I was kind of restricted because the Specialized Diverge that I'm riding, it says it takes up to 42C tyres, but it doesn't. You can't get in anything over 40, or at least not if you're using the wheels that I've got, because I guess they're quite wide. Anyway, so I'm stuck. The widest I can go is 40C, and I found that the best grip with that's kind of light and fast rolling is the WTB Nanos, so they're my choice. I went bikepacking in Cali using those. I've ridden local mountain bike trails riding those, and then I raced Gritfest at the weekend with those, which was just normal like gravel roads and fire roads, and I rode in Tuscany with them, so that's what I like. Oh, it looks like it's hot everywhere. Hey, Andy in Mallorca. Hope you're having a nice time over there. Alberto asks, do you think that the gravel bike is, that gravel is the bike of the future? I don't know. I mean, there is this little part of me that's like, gravel bikes are just marketing. But the other part of me thinks, well, that marketing influenced me to go out and ride all this cool stuff. And I've been having a really great time doing it. So is that so terrible? I've ridden mountain bikes for ages and road bikes and track bikes and everything. But when gravel biking became like a thing, it did make me think, oh, okay, I could ride down that on this bike and that would be fun. And it just kind of inspired me to go out and do that sort of riding. So I think, yes, you could say that it's being pushed by people who are trying to sell bikes, but on the other hand, it has some positives. Anyway, back to the question, is it the bike of the future? I don't know. I think there's always trends, aren't there? So it might get hugely popular and then kind of like die out. I don't think it is the ultimate bike. I think it's another bike that's really fun. I would still want to have a road bike and a mountain bike. It doesn't supersede any of those. It's just another nice bike to have if you're into the whole N+1 thing, which I am. I can't resist. So someone's asking me, how many races do I enter throughout the year? Well, Thriller Boy, it just depends. Last year, my husband and I adopted a little girl, so things have been quite different since then. We haven't had as much time to travel, and I don't want to go away as much. So I've been a bit more selective about the races that I do and the trips that I do. Also, there's no red hook crit, so I'm doing way less fixed crit racing, and that's why I'm doing more gravel racing, because I've got more time. So how much do I race? In the summer months, I'm racing every week, basically, if I can. So I travel a lot. I've just said I don't travel as much as I used to, but I still do travel quite a lot. So I'm probably racing nearly every week throughout the summer. But then in winter, I'm not really racing at all. So it just depends. Chris Barnett says, can you recommend a good venue for gravel riding in the UK for new gravel riders? Yes, Chris. Actually, I went to the New Forest, and I helped design this off-road gravel. Well, it's not off-road. I mean, it's not gravel, sorry. I helped design a kind of traffic-free route from one of the campsites there, Round Hill campsite, and it was just amazing how much gravel cycling there is there. Loads and loads, just so many traffic-free routes. And I mean, if you want to ride loads of hills, then maybe it's not the best place to go, because it is quite flat. But there's just kind of miles and miles and miles of traffic-free, gravelly, friendly sort of routes. So I'd recommend the New Forest. I really loved it. Also, there are nice campsites there. But actually, I just raced in Wales at Gritfest. So Google Gritfest, and if you have a look at where that area is, oh my God, the gravel riding is amazing. So yeah, I can't remember where it was. I mean, I know I drove there, but the actual name, sorry. Hey Jan from the Czech Republic, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you like the videos. What next? So, Emmanuel asks, would you consider doing a bikepacking ride in Spain, the Way of San James? It's about 800 kilometres. Well, I'm already intrigued by that, so I'll have to Google it. I don't know anything about it though. Basically, what it boils down to is, how long is it going to take, as in how long am I going to have to be away from home? Because my husband also races bikes, so I can't just go off and do every single race I want to do and leave him at home not doing any races. It's not really fair. So he is actually racing Grinduro in California this year, and he's doing a gravel race in Iceland as well. So we're trying to share out rides. So an 800 kilometre one, it depends how quickly I can do it. If I can do that quite quickly, then yeah, I guess I need to get quicker, and then I can do more bikepacking stuff. Hey Eric, that's really nice to say that you find it motivating, and I'm glad you like the gravel videos, because I really like riding gravel at the moment. Good morning, Kat. Thanks for tuning in. Bullwhip Johnson. Bullwhip? Is Bullwhip your real name? Bullwhip? So you're saying that gravel could be used for a light to medium trail, but it's really good for commuting. Yeah, I agree. I think the thing is, though, you can ride gravel bikes on more challenging terrain. It just depends how much experience you've got at riding off-road and stuff, and your confidence. On Tuscany Trail, there are some people riding gravel bikes who maybe should have ridden mountain bikes, because you could see how scared they were at some of the techie bits, and they weren't that techie. So I think gravel can take you anywhere. Maybe not like Fort William downhill trails. Well, you know, I'm sure someone could ride a gravel bike at Fort William. But anyway, it is a good all-rounder, but it depends on your level of skill. Matthew Carr, isn't Devon a difficult base location for all your races? Yeah, it's really annoying, actually. The thing is, I love Devon, and every time I come back here, I feel really happy that I'm here, even though I find the journey a massive, massive pain in the bum. But, you know, yesterday I went wild swimming with my friend in the morning, and I just got up, drove a real short drive down the road, and we jumped in and swam in this beautiful river. And, you know, I used to live in London. You couldn't do that sort of thing just on a whim. And then in the evening, you know, it's like 10 minutes drive for me to get to the local mountain bike trails, and we can go and do a loop and then go for a pint. I mean, yeah, I know there are other places in the country that you can do that, but I was in London before, and I've come to Devon, and I still really massively appreciate all that, and being able to just go to the beach whenever I want. I love it. It's so nice here. So yes, it's a pain in the bum getting anywhere. It really, really is. But I just deal with it. Hey Doczilla in California. Any tips for new riders on a road bike? What kind of tips are you looking for? Like how to get faster or fitter? Or let me know and I'll try and answer that question. Cycling Sean, how do you prevent training burnout when you're getting ready for an event? sometimes you just burn out and you have to listen to your body. I mean, it's not always a bad thing to just have a bit of time off. I had quite a bit of time off a couple of years ago through various injuries and illnesses and stuff like that. And I thought I was going to really suck when I got back to racing. And actually, the opposite was true. I just needed a rest, like a proper rest. So sometimes you're kind of forced into that. You know, you really, really feel demotivated and just exhausted all the time. Just have some time off. It's not such a bad thing. So, yeah, that's how I would deal with training burnout. I wouldn't prevent it. I just deal with it. You're welcome, Chris. Dan says, hello from Australia. Is there a part 3 to Tuscany coming up? Yes, there is. I am meant to be editing my Tuscany Trail part 3 video. But the thing is, it's been really, really nice weather. And as I said, yesterday I just went swimming with my friend instead of editing my video. So there's been a bit of a delay. Sorry. I'm glad you're interested in watching it. I'll hurry up and do it. Bullwhip Johnson says, the gravel bike would be a good all-rounder if you had to choose one bike. Yeah, it would. People are always asking me, what bike would you choose if you had to choose one? And I said, it's an impossible question. And it depends where I am. You know, if I lived in Fort William, I'd probably want a mountain bike. If I lived in Tuscany, I mean, the gravel riding is amazing. So, I don't know. Yeah, it is a do-it-all bike. That is what I like about it. Speaking of do-it-all bikes, I actually want a new bike. So I have this real old bike that I dislike quite a lot. It's really, really heavy, and it's just really, really heavy. It's probably about 15 kilos. And I put my daughter's bike seat on it, and then she gets on it. So I guess she weighs like 13 kilos. I don't know what the bike seat weighs. But anyway, it's like, you're talking nearly 30 kilo bike. So I want a new bike that I can put my daughter's child seat on, and I can do bike packing, bike touring, all that sort of stuff. If you guys have got any suggestions at what I should look at that's like a multi-purpose, really cool bike, then please do let me know, because I'm looking for a new bike. Oh, Bullwhip Johnson, ha. I've just seen that you said it's your porn name. Okay, shout out to Federico. Hello, and thanks for tuning in. So I'm being asked here by DaffRed9898. God, I'm sweating. Sorry, I should have got some powder. How important is it to be able to repair your own bike, and to what level? Well, it depends what you're going to do. If you're going to go bike packing and touring, I think it's pretty important to be able to fix your bike fairly well, because you might be in the middle of nowhere, and if you can't do it yourself, you're stuffed. Personally, I do not like being dependent on other people, so I would find it really, really annoying if I had to ask someone else to fix my bike and all that sort of thing. So to me, it's important to know how to do it. However, it depends what you're doing. If you're just doing road rides and you don't want to learn how to do any mechanics, well, just learn how to fix a puncture and be done with it. Because if you've got enough money, you can drop your bike at the bike shop, get a mechanic to do it. If that's your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to learn how to do very much. But yeah, I would say if you're going off-road or touring or anything like that, then just learn some basic stuff. Hello, Cycling Tours Antigua. Bet it's hot over there. Hey, Ariel. So I've got another question here. JJ is asking, he's saying, I hope there aren't too many grockles in this weather. Well, we always get a big influx of tourists, but hey, we have to share this lovely place, so I can't complain. You're saying, JJ, I've got to cycle 25 miles home from work soon. What's the best way to loosen up before getting in the saddle? Foam roller. Are you sat at your desk right now, so you're wondering how to loosen up? I'd just jump, personally, I would just jump on your bike, but ride really gently and spin your legs and gradually warm up that way. I mean, if I'm racing, I will do my warm up on a bike, on rollers, but you don't have to do it on rollers. You know, if there aren't any rollers, you can just gently ride around the circuit, gradually build up until you've warmed up. I wouldn't use a foam roller for warming up. It's just not really what it's for. Hello, Jason. Thanks for tuning in. Darren's asking, would you encourage your daughter to be a pro cyclist, either multidiscipline or specific? I'm not going to encourage her, but I'm going to support her to do whatever she wants. She's actually mad about bikes, completely mad about them, and swimming. So we take her swimming all the time and let her ride bikes a lot. And if she suddenly decides she doesn't want to, then fine. So I will not encourage it, but if she wants to do it, then she'll have my full support. But she'd have my full support if she wanted to be anything. Papa says, catching you live is a great start to a California day. Thank you, because that's why I'm doing it at 6 o'clock on a weekend. Because previously I did it on a Thursday night, and it meant that people in California were at work and couldn't join the chat. So I'm glad you were able to make it. Living a Human Life is saying, wondering what you think about the upcoming Oak Route race and the profile of the stations in Stavanger. I live in Stavanger. Oh, lucky you. Well, I'm really excited about Hope Route. I've always wanted to do one, and I've always wanted to ride in Norway, so that's why I chose the Norway one. I've had a look at it, and it looks like there's quite a lot of climbing. So I'm building up a super light climbing bike for it, because, well, I always say I'm not very good at climbing, and I should stop saying that, because I just won that gravel race at the weekend, which was loads of climbing. But I decided that I needed a really lightweight bike because it looks like there's loads of climbing. The main thing that I've noticed about the Stavanger Oak Route is just how incredibly beautiful it looks, and that's what I'm really excited about. I just hope that the weather's not goddamn awful, because it looked terrible last year. I'm hoping for some nice weather so I can see the beautiful scenery. And then I think on the final day there's a time trial. I've done one time trial in my life, and no, two. I've done 2 local time trials. I have no idea what I'm doing with them. I've no idea. I mean, what power are you meant to sit at? Or do you just, I don't know. Maybe I should look into that a bit more. Hello, Pompidou in Chicago. Hello, Montag from Kyrgyzstan. Wow, there's people everywhere. That's super nice. Jason, if you're driving, you shouldn't be watching this. Pull over. Hey, Pepper in Sicily. Hey, Steph in Toronto. DJ Steve Fire is asking me, fixed gear versus geared. God, if I had to choose one, geared, because then that would mean I could ride my road bike, my mountain bike, my gravel bike, and all my other bikes. Whereas if I had to choose, if I chose fixed gear, that would just be my track bike. But if I lived in London, it would be fixed gear. So, question here from Naba saying, it's not a question. Just saying, I really like your vlogs. We see a full spectrum of emotions. Thank you, Narba. I felt bad when you crashed and dented your new helmet. I was really annoyed about that too. So thanks for the sympathy. Mr. Caffeine says, we're going to Forest of Dean tomorrow. Come join us. Do you still have a mountain bike? Thank you. I would love to go to the Forest of Dean, but tomorrow I'm doing a road race in the Cotswolds. Then I'm driving back here, picking up my daughter, and we're going to London. But have fun in the Forest of Dean. I love it there. Yes, I do still have a mountain bike too. I've got a hardtail and an enduro bike. Hey, Chris in Brunei. Wow, there really are people everywhere. Mr. Caffeine in Bristol. Enjoy Forest of Dean tomorrow. And the larger sound is saying, I'm thinking of going on a bikepacking trip this summer. Well, that sounds fun. Where are you going to go? Israel Adams says, would you do Dirty Kansas next year? Quite a few people have been asking me this, mainly friends that want to do Dirty Kansas with me. I don't know. Probably not. My friend Sammy did it, and she's crazy strong, and it nearly destroyed her. I think it took her nearly 15 hours. And, I mean, I rode for 9 hours in Tuscany in 38 degree heat, and gosh, it was so hard. I just don't think I could continue for a further, 6 hours. I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't think I'll do Dirty Kansas. Hey, Damo in Buenos Aires. Myanmar says, how much do you love peanut butter? So much. So much. Actually, I have a confession to make. I just walk into the kitchen, I grab the jar, and then I eat it right out of the jar, because it's so good. Daffred is asking me, hey Daffred, how fun or weird was it to recently vlog or work with Kira, Francis and Chris Hall? Not weird at all, because I've known those guys for ages, and we hang out all the time at different races, and So not weird, just normal, really. I think it's interesting that Windy Miller have sponsored so many vloggers, and it's all people that know each other. That's really cool because it makes it really fun when we go to shoot. So yeah. Ollie Lord says, wait a minute, sorry Paul, where did I crash? Well, I think the person was talking about when I crashed at Red Hook and I dented my helmet. Ollie Lord, hello. Hey Ollie. You ride a lot of different stuff. Do you train specifically for certain events, or do you have a more general all-round training approach? Generally, my training is really fitness-based, fitness and strength. So it crosses to all disciplines. However, I do certain kinds of intervals for specific kinds of races. So I started doing different training this year because I'm doing longer events. So I'm doing the gravel racing, bikepacking, and more road racing. Whereas last year I was doing more crit racing. So the kind of intervals that I would do for crit racing are different to the ones that I would do for mountain biking, gravel racing and stuff like that. They're not quite the same. But the end result is that you get fitter. So, I mean, it's similar. It's just, you'll do a lot of shorter, more intense VO2 max stuff for crit racing, and you wouldn't have to do as many long rides, for instance. Chris Barnett, how many bikes have you currently got? Lots. A gravel bike, 3 road bikes, 2 mountain bikes. Well, I said the gravel bike, it's not mine. That's a demo bike. It's just got my wheels on. Gravel bike, 3 road bikes, 2 mountain bikes, a jump bike, a BMX, and a cyclocross bike.
2 track bikes.
Oh, Dave's just called out and 2 track bikes. So was that 11? I was actually going like that and not counting. Hey, Casper in Poland. Mia Mars is saying, please do Dirty Kansas. Why? It just sounds crazy hard. I mean, I like hard stuff, but I'm terrible in the heat. Can you see me sweating? I'm terrible in the heat, and Dirty Kansas is really hot, and it's really long. Hey, Paolo in Amsterdam. Hello. Cycling Sean is saying, hi, Juliet. Why isn't Dave in the background decorating? I know. I know, I can tell you why Dave is not in the background decorating. I can see him outside. Got my eye on you. He's being very naughty, actually. I'm not going to tell you what he's doing, but he's being very naughty. Anyway, no, we're in the middle of decorating. We've been living in this house for 4 years and we haven't decorated anything except our daughter's room because we never have time or money, and I suddenly thought we've got to do it. We've just got to start doing it. So my living room looks so different to, all those classic vloggers setups where it's all like lovely, pristine and white, and they have all their fairy lights up, and they have all, one of those IKEA cube kind of shelf things like that, and maybe one cactus on it. Not really my house, is it? It's, yeah. I mean, even when it is decorated, it's still going to look like this probably. Anyway. We're going to be talking about gravel, not my decorating. What's your ideal do-it-all area for cycling if you could choose any country? Says M25 Mercs. I love America. So maybe over there. I mean, you can do so much good stuff. Like, you've got amazing mountain biking. I mean, I love Mount Hood and around that area. Incredible road riding. You've got great velodromes. It's really got it all. But I loved visiting Japan, and I love Europe though. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've always had a thing for America though. Have you ever been to the bike festival in Italy, Gardasee? No, but when I used to work at Met Helmets, I was invited and they wanted me to go. Oh my goodness, has someone just super chatted some money? I don't actually know how that works, or is that a thing? Dave told me about this because he likes gaming stuff, and he was telling me about. Oh my God, Jason! This is the first time that has ever happened. Hey, so super chat. I've never even seen this before, but it's this thing where you pay some money and all your questions and comments and everything get highlighted, and I can see it all and I go like this. Whoa! Hello! Dave! Dave just super chatted. I hope I've given you a good explanation of what it is, because I don't know that much about it myself. I didn't know people could do it on my channel. Oh, Dave just donated me £1.99 so I can go and buy a beer. Anyway, thank you, Jason. I'm really touched. Let me get back to the questions. Stephen says, how long do you recommend warming up for? Is there a general rule for this? I warm up for 20 minutes. That's pretty good, decent warm up. If you're super young, you don't have to warm up for that long. The older and older you get, the longer you have to warm up, in my opinion. So 20 minutes is decent enough. Darren, hi again. Did Dave ever start vlogging, as I voted for him too? Love the chat. Dave did start vlogging. I did post a link to his video in one of my video descriptions. You must have missed it. I don't want to Google it now. Dave, post a link to your channel. And Darren says, love the channel. Do you have a vlogger enemy? No. I have vlogger inspirations. So I watch other people's channels and I like the way they do things, and it makes me want to do my channel better. So inspiring, not copying. I like watching other people's things and thinking, man, I should try harder. That was really cool. Have you ever considered a track lacrosse race? Yes. I've been watching people post track lacrosse things on Instagram recently, like Squid Bikes, I think they posted some, and my friend Chaz, he always does track lacrosse. I think he's going to the track lacrosse world champs. Yes, I would love to do it. I would love to do it. But I tell you where I would not love to do it. In the UK in winter, because it is so muddy, like mud that deep on a track bike, I just can't be bothered. No. So track lacrosse in Cali. Yes, please. Yes, please. Get me to Cali and I'll race track lacrosse. Mr. Caffeine says, you've got this fancy turbo trainer. Is it worth spending bucks as mine is from the 80s? Is there any difference? Hells. Yes, there's a big difference. I hated turbo training until I got a good one. I hated it. So yes, get a smart trainer. It will change everything, and then you can hook it up to Zwift. It's amazing. Jason says, I'll follow Dave on Strava. Well, follow his channel too. You're welcome, Em. You're welcome for the answer. Gosh, there's so many questions. Sorry, I'm just trying to not talk to you and read all the questions. I'm trying to do a combo of both. I'm trying to multitask and I'm not good at multitasking. Only a Northern Cyclist says, hey Jules, love you, Dave, and the channel. Thank you. Have you ever wanted to come ride up North, Dales, etc.? You would love it. Yes, I'd love to do that. I would really love to do that. Maybe in September. I'm coming up for the World Champs. So maybe in September. I'm actually from Oop North. I know I don't sound like it, but I grew up there. Went to school in Sheffield. So yeah, I love it up there. I always go riding in the Peak District. I'm going to the Peak District for 10 days at the end of August and beginning of September. So yeah. Jason says, I love Dave too. Oh, Jason. Jumbo Corn, when are you coming to Sardinia? I don't know. I've always wanted to go. All these places that people ask me, when am I going? Seriously, I would love to go. Really, I would love to go. Sardinia has been on my list for a long, long, long time. Kid Carbon says, I don't get the whole gravel bike thing. Nobody seems to ride on the drops. I do. Wouldn't you be better off on a hardtail mountain bike? No, because the position is so different. It's just, I would not want to ride a hardtail gravel bike. Like, for instance, the race that I did at the weekend. A hardtail mountain bike. On a mountain bike, you're much more like this, whereas on a gravel bike, you're like that. You can't see what I'm doing, but anyway. You sit like that on a mountain. It's much more upright. Well, mine is anyway. And on a gravel bike, you're more like that, and that just suits my riding better. And I do ride on the drops, and I did ride on the drops. So yeah, I would say you can't say you don't get the whole gravel bike thing if you haven't ridden one or done a gravel race. Sorry. M2025 Mercs is saying yes. Turbo trainers were like nails on a chalkboard, and modern smart trainers are the jam for sure. Like, Do you remember, Dave, when we lived in Italy and I couldn't even do 20 minutes on a turbo trainer, and then we got a good one, and now I actually kind of like it. Is that weird?
Kind of.
No, I like it. What are the best things about England, and what do you like most about it? I've lived in Cali my whole life. Well, Narbear. The best thing about England is the countryside and the seaside and pretty villages, lovely rides. I mean, it depends where in England you live. Obviously, London's not like that. But I don't know. I mean, I'm nostalgic for England because it's where I grew up, and I've lived abroad. And when I come back here, I feel happy I'm back. And I like the food, and I know everyone else slags it off, but I like English food and English cakes, and I like English culture. So I don't know. Mind you, I like everywhere. Everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, I love it here. It's amazing. I should collaborate with Francis Cade on some manner of long distance ride. Yeah, that was a good idea. And only a Northern Cyclist. Yep, see you at the Worlds. Should be fun. You'll buy me a pint. Oh, and Dave, thank you very much. I'll see you there and I'll hold you to that. I think I'm going to be doing some stuff with Shram, who have probably got a stand up there, so come say hi. Gravel on the drops is fast. Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about, New Debate. Okay, so I'm going to have to sign off soon because I only have half an hour. I've got to go and do openers because I'm doing a road race tomorrow. So, you know, openers are kind of like where you do some short, hard intervals just to kind of prime yourself for the race. So I still have to do that, and I still have to go and buy myself a beer, courtesy of Jason Fro. So I haven't got long. Let me just check if there's any other quick questions. And I want to say hello to the Kauaian from Colombia. I thought you'd be from Hawaii or Kauai. And Darwin says, just this one last question. I know you live near Dartmoor. Have you ever tried the climb from Widdicombe up to Bone Hill Rocks? From Widdicombe up to Bone Hill. I know the Widdicombe climb, the really famous one. But I don't know what Bone Hill Rocks is. I'll Google that. I've done the Widdicombe climb and I like it. Jason says, thanks for being awesome. Thanks for tuning in, Jason. And Kid Carbon is asking, is Dave going to do a live chat? I don't know. I'll ask him. He's just had to dash upstairs because our daughter started crying. So I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been really, really fun. And I'll let you know when I'm going to do the next one. If you didn't get a chance to ask me anything, then leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for being here. And Jason, you're the man. Bye.